Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your 2025 yearly horoscope. So here, 2025 is a big year when you will be reinventing yourself, and it's a really interesting year. So I will first of all, Mars, as we begin the year, Mars is still retrograde in Leo, and on the 6th, 7th of January, it will shift into Cancer, where it will stay in this motion until the 23rd of February. So overall, Mars is connected to action, drive, motivation. When Mars is retrograde, it's quite difficult to stay consistently motivated. Something that we need to kind of push and work on. But at the same time, Mars was in Cancer throughout September and October. So think about what you went through, what kind of experiences you went through when it comes to your children or parenting style, your romantic side of life, or perhaps anything to do with your creative interests or passions or hobbies. So here you might be returning to some ideas that you had at the time and perhaps you didn't have time to fulfill them. This is also about reviewing your parenting style, your approach to love and romance. And for some, this could also indicate that you'll be reconnecting with some ex-romantic partners from the past, giving it another chance, or perhaps this could be also related to a complete resolution after having strong realizations that it perhaps isn't it. Now, on the 29th of January, the nodes will move into brand new signs. The North Node will be in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. So what this means is that when the North Node, wherever the North Node is present, this is where the support from the universe is available. It's easier to achieve things overall and reach our goals. The South Node is about shifting away, moving away, clearing away of outdated responsibilities, habits, duties, themes, etc. So that's your seventh house. So there's a shift of energy happening in your seventh house, perhaps how you relate to others, how you see love or approach love, how you communicate. Generally, here there is a shift of energy in the love sphere, relationships, unions. This could also indicate an end to a contract, an end to a connection, an end to a relationship, moving to the next stage, to the next level. But here we look at the bigger picture. We don't just look at one eclipse because we will have a few eclipses. And this year, in 2025, there are actually two eclipses in your seventh house of Virgo and one eclipse in Pisces. So here in March, there will be a lunar eclipse in Virgo in your seventh house. And then in September 2025, there is a solar eclipse in Virgo and a lunar eclipse in Pisces. So here, generally, in terms of relationships, this will highly depend on your circumstances. Very often, a lunar eclipse is connected to a completion. This is a point of release. Something is changing in the area of relationships, contracts you have with other people. And that's in March. And then there are new beginnings happening in this area of life as well in September. However, when it comes to your personal life here, the North Node is here. You are realigning with your purpose. You're moving forward. You're reinventing yourself. You will see that generally what you have achieved so far with Saturn's transit in Pisces since March 2023, here this is a forward momentum with the North Node in Pisces in your first house. You're moving forward. Things are happening, and you will be rewarded for your actions and hard work, depending on how productively and effectively you worked and you dealt with that Saturnian energy so far. So here at the same time, you might be changing your style, your physical appearance as well with the North Node in your first house. And there will be new people coming into your life, while other connections that perhaps fulfilled their purpose will be shifting and drifting away, which is a natural process. Now, here we've got 3 Mercury retrograde in 2025, full retrogrades mainly in fire signs. So in Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Here, this is your second house, your sixth house, and your 10th house. So the important career, work, and daily life related houses. So as you can see, you've got the South Node in the 7th house in 2025, 2026, partially. And you've got 2 eclipses in the 7th house of contracts, relationships. I told you just a moment ago that this could indicate an end to a contract or perhaps moving to a different position. Career advancements are definitely possible. But here we also have the retrogrades in your financial areas, in your work area, career. If you're dissatisfied with your income situation, with your financial situation, with your contract, with your work, here in 2025, you will be taking action. You will be taking bold action to implement the necessary changes in order to find more fulfillment in these areas of life. Because any imbalance, any disharmony, any dissatisfaction will be especially visible and noticeable during these retrograde phases of Mercury, along with the eclipses in your area of contracts and relationships. So here again, it really depends on your natal placement and your circumstances. But overall here, that's here the energies. Now, at the same time, Venus will be retrograde in 2025. First in Aries and Pisces between March and April. So here again, this is another indication of the need to revisit, reassess your financial area of life, financial security, stability as well. And at the same time, this could be related to also having important conversations related to how the finances are shared and managed in your household. If you feel like your partner doesn't contribute enough, then here it will also be addressed. It will have to be addressed. It will require some kind of solution. Or perhaps if your partner tells you that he feels like, or they feel like you don't contribute enough, or perhaps there isn't enough balance or harmony in this area, in this aspect of life. And here again, you might be having these important conversations, and we will have to make these important decisions. Now, at the same time, we will have Neptune and Saturn temporarily moving into Aries in 2025. Here, Saturn will be just circulating around the first degree of Aries between May and September, and Neptune will be here until the second degree of Aries between March, the end of March, and October. So this indicates huge shifts as well in the financial sectors, how you manage finances, your approach to money overall. But Saturn and Neptune represent very different energies. Saturn is all about structure and discipline and order, while Neptune is about all the mystical, spiritual energies and lack of boundaries. So first of all, with Saturn generally can bring some restrictions in your financial sector. And this could be because perhaps you're saving up for a house or perhaps for some other financial goals, and you need to restrict your outgoings. And here, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde will help you to make it happen, financial planning, budgeting. So generally, Saturn in the second house, which you will only have a little taste of in 2025, brings a certain degree of restriction in the financial sector. And this will also depend on your life circumstances, but sometimes it's not because it doesn't have to be overly dramatic because you lose a job or something like this. No, very often it indicates that perhaps we are saving up for something bigger and we need to restrict our financial, our outgoings temporarily in order to reach a specific goal. Perhaps you want to have your own business, and perhaps at this point in your life, you need to invest in your business and you don't have that much money to spend on your own outings and lifestyle, for example. So here, overall, Saturn is all about being careful and cautious with your spending. So lots of different lessons will come up and show up. But here with Neptune, on the other hand, with Neptune brings a certain degree of cloudiness, and generally money seems to disappear very easily, very quickly. So with Neptune here, the goal is to be aware of your outgoings, where the money goes. So be conscious of your spendings, because Neptune brings a lot of cloudiness and confusion, delusion. So as long as you're grounded and you know where your money goes and you check your outgoings, you check your statements, then that's okay. But if you let the money if you just spend carelessly, then you might get into financial difficulties. At the same time, it's not a good time for gambling either, because Sometimes here Neptune can also is connected to wishful thinking or the dream energy, that what if, so something to also remember. Now we also have Jupiter in Cancer between June 2025 and June 2026. So that's your fifth house. So actually this is a really abundant energy here. Jupiter in Cancer could indicate possibly having a baby or having a child, conceiving. But this is also related to starting a new hobby, new interest. It's all about expansion, expansive experiences of some sort. Jupiter can help you to improve your relationship with your children. It can also improve your romantic relationship, or perhaps you get this boost of creativity, boost of optimism as well when it comes to self-expression in some way. And the good thing is that Jupiter in Cancer connects beautifully with your Pisces ascendant by a trine, so it can really boost your mood overall, especially when it connects with your ascendant. Also, Uranus will temporarily move into Gemini between July and November. And this is your fourth house. So here, as I mentioned in the previous horoscopes already, this could very much be connected to a possible move, and maybe here I told you about these financial restrictions may possibly because of the Saturnian energy and new beginnings in the area of finances as well in March. So this could be related for some Pisces rising individuals to a possible move or planning a move, saving up for a move or a house or whatever it is. It doesn't have to happen in 2025 or 2026. Usually Uranian transits last about 7 years. This will likely happen at some point during the duration of this transit, especially if your IC is also in Gemini. But whatever it is, Uranus shakes things up and brings a certain degree of instability. Generally, even if you feel like you're comfortable now and you don't want to go anywhere, then Uranus energy can actually really bring this major shift and make you want to suddenly change where you live, move to a different location, for example. So overall, Uranus in Gemini also, Gemini is traditionally connected to the third house, which is related to community or community. Uranus moving into Gemini brings changes into that community life, which often coincides with a relocation. So it will be really interesting to know. Let me know if you're already thinking about this. I've got a few Pisces rising friends, and actually all of them are already looking at locations, at possible locations where they might be moving. They've been thinking about this for quite some time already. So I'm really curious, are you thinking about this? It's just something interesting because it's different. It's not eclipses that are activating this area of your life, but it's Uranus, which likes to shake things up, which brings sudden shifts into wherever it is transiting. And for you, this is your home, your emotional security, safety, and stability. So thank you very much, Pisces. I wish you a productive year and all the best.